Hey guys, today we're gonna do a reaction video. A couple days ago, I was watching some videos on YouTube and I came across this super cool guy. His name's James. He's from the UK and he's got British accent, which is super cool. His channel is called Accounting Stuff. So I was watching some of his videos and I found this one video in particular where he talks about 5 reasons to avoid accounting, which is super interesting. So I sent him a message on Instagram asking him if I could do a reaction video, and I was shocked. And I was so excited because he actually responded and said that it's not a problem. So thank you, James. Let's get to it.
I decided to be an accountant when I was in my final year at university studying physics. And I'll be honest, it wasn't my dream job as a kid. First, I wanted to be an inventor. But as the years passed, I changed my mind a lot. Maybe I should be an engineer. Maybe I should join the army. What about physics? In the end, I settled on accounting. I mention this because I think I'm not alone. A lot of us have a hard time deciding what to do with our lives.
I really like that he said that a lot of people don't know what they want to do with their lives. I was the same way. I didn't start in accounting. If you don't know me, I used to work on the ship and I never thought that I would become an accountant. And so if you don't know what you want to do with your life yet, you're not alone. And sometimes you just have to follow your heart and go with the flow.
So how do you know if you should be an accountant? Hey there, I'm James, and in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you shouldn't. I've been working in accounting for about 7 years now, so what I'm about to share comes straight from my own experience.
I've been a CPA for over a year now, so obviously he's got more experience, and that's why I'm really interested to hear what he has to say.
Hopefully, these points will help you decide if you really want to be an accountant. Reason number 1, you suck at maths. There's a widely held belief that to be an accountant, you need to be good at maths. And that's no wonder, we busy ourselves with numbers all day long. But the truth is, you don't have to be good at maths to become an accountant. I'm one of those weirdos who actually enjoys maths. It's why I chose to study physics to begin with. And when I made the jump to accounting, I was hoping that I'd be able to put some of that maths to use. However, I was surprised at how little I ended up using at work. 99% of the time I was doing the basics, adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. And to do all these, I was mostly using a calculator, even for the really easy stuff, or Excel. In fact, being good at Excel is a far more useful skill to develop as an accountant.
This is actually very accurate. When I tell people that I'm an accountant, they automatically assume that I'm really good at math, ask me some crazy math problems like what is 74 times 89 or something like that. But in reality, like James, I use my calculator for just about everything, even for simple calculations. So don't worry if you're not good at math, you are not alone. As long as you are good at Excel, then you will be just fine.
Reason number 2, accounting is boring. It's sexy to follow your passion, but this isn't always the best advice. A career in something like accounting might seem boring on the face of it, and yeah, sometimes it can be. But most of the time, it comes down to your mindset and how you approach your work. Accounting is cyclical by nature, so there are tasks that we have to repeat every month, every quarter, every year. When I started in accounting, I was an auditor working in London, and on my first day at the client's office, I was handed a stack of 75 invoices and told to check all of them against a report. Not exactly riveting, but as I learned more and developed my skills as an accountant, I faced more difficult and interesting challenges. It became about problem solving and getting on with people. One day I woke up and discovered that accounting wasn't so boring after all.
Well, just like any other jobs, accounting can be boring. But it's like what he said, it really depends on how you see things. If you really love your job and it's something that you're really passionate about, then it's not boring. And that's why you need to find a job that makes you happy and excited.
Reason number 3, accounting is hard. Warren Buffett famously called accounting the language of business. And he's not wrong. To me at least, learning accounting was like learning a foreign language. There are some basic fundamentals that you really need to understand. Once you've got those down, everything else starts to fall into place.
I agree with him that accounting is hard, and that is why the passing rate for the CPA exam is really low. But it's not rocket science. You just have to remember that if you want to be a successful accountant, it's not enough that you know the basics. You need to master them. You need to know it by heart. So the debits, the credits, the type of accounts, journal entries, adjusting entries, all that stuff. Because if you have a strong foundation, then accounting is not that hard.
Reason number 4, accountants work long hours. This can happen from time to time, but it depends on a few factors. What your job is, who you work for, and timing. I've worked in public accounting as an auditor and in industry as a financial accountant, and I feel like I've experienced the worst and the best when it comes to a work-life balance. There are times when I've had to work late, eating dinner in the office, getting home at midnight for weeks at a time. It sucked, and I wouldn't wish that stress on anyone. But it's not always like this. I've had long stretches of time doing flexible 8-hour days. It's pretty good.
So just like James, I work in public accounting too as an auditor, and I work a lot of hours during business season. During January to mid-April, there are weeks where I have to work 60 to 65 hours. But like what he said, it's not the same for everyone. I know that there are some accounting firms, and I know some people who work more than that. Like they work 70 to 75 hours a week. And that's why a lot of people don't really stay in public accounting. They work in the industry instead or in the government because they don't work as many hours. But to be honest, it really didn't bother me a lot. It goes back to how you see things. So if you really love your job, if you're really passionate about it, if you really love what you do, then working longer hours is not a problem.
Reason number 5, I get asked about this one a lot. Will technology or AI replace accountants? In my opinion, yes and no. In Deep Work, Cal reckons that there are 3 types of people that will thrive in today's modern world. Owners who have access to large amounts of capital, superstars, aka people who are the best at what they do, and highly skilled workers or people who are able to work well and creatively with intelligent machines. Unfortunately, most of us don't fit into this first group. We don't all have large amounts of cash lying around, but it's within all of us to keep on practicing and become the best at what we do, or to teach ourselves to use and keep up to date with new technology when it comes out.
This is a very hot issue right now because people who work in manufacturing industry are struggling because robots are replacing them. And with accounting, there are some tasks that would probably be done by robots or by artificial intelligence in the future. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to stop that. But there will always be a need for actual people to read and analyze data. So as accountants, we just need to make sure that we're really good at what we do. We keep learning, we keep developing our skills, and strive to be the best. So those are the 5 things that you have to think about, especially if you're not decided yet whether or not you want to be an accountant or you want to go into accounting. And hopefully you find this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.